So I just want to come on here and share a little testimony about how God is a prayer answering God. So a little over about a year and a half ago, the people above me got a dog. And I'm talking about a pit bull, so this is no small dog. And their idea of taking it out is just letting it go on its balcony, right? And how do I know this? Because all of a sudden they started to dump buckets of water over their balcony, which means it just dries on my patio, and that's it. I'm just left with this complete water dumpage drying up. The grass doesn't even grow, like a little patch, because there's just continuous water dumping. And I'm like, what is going on? At first, I didn't want to be a snitch, so I tried knocking up. They didn't answer. Eventually, I told the leasing office, and I think the leasing office warned them, said something. They acted pretty promptly, and it stopped. It even sounded like they got rid of the dog because I didn't hear it running upstairs anymore. But little do you know, a few months after that, which was earlier this year, the water started dumping again. And before this, I heard the dog came back. I don't know if they were just low-key doing it for a little while there or what, but the water dumping, it came back. And this time, I emailed them yet again, the leasing office, and, I tried knocking up the very first time, but then after this, there was actually incidences where I ran into them outside, and they would just be like, oh, like, no disrespect. It's just the people above us keep dumping dirt. Like, they were trying to play cool as if, like, they weren't letting their dog out on the balcony and that it was just them cleaning it casually. Like, no, we know that wasn't the case, because I would see, once I realized that the dog would go over the balcony sometimes, I'm like, oh no. This is crazy. Like, it was obvious what they were doing, right? So I felt the nudge from the Holy Spirit to pray to God about it. Because it didn't really seem like the leasing office cared too much. Like, they probably just emailed them, but it seemed like the people were just going to ignore it. So, because they tried saying to me, like, oh, no disrespect, and they'll make sure it doesn't stink, and they acted like, it wasn't because their dog was going on the balcony, all this. So I felt the nudge from the Holy Spirit to pray about it. And I did. I'm like, okay, let me just pray about it. I'm like, God, just resolve this, please. Like, this is disrespectful. This is crazy. It's unenjoyable. It's unsanitary. God, just please resolve this, right? And so when it seemed like the leasing office did nothing, I kind of like said to God, I'm like, God, like, what is all this about? Like, okay, that's it. Like, it seemed like it was getting worse, right? Because after I said that little prayer and after I told the leasing office, now they were coming up to me trying to justify it. So I said to God, okay, I'm like, what is this about? But you know what? I didn't let myself go there. I told myself, nah, like, let's just have faith in God. And even if that prayer isn't answered, that ain't going to disrupt my faith in God. So before you know, last week or so, water starts gushing down in my hallway, right? Like, in my hallway, like through the pipes. Now it's raining inside my house, and it's like, what is going on? I had to call emergency maintenance and everything. And little do we know, the people upstairs over flooded something, and all I know is that they got evicted. And I think it was because of their multiple lease violations, and I would never want anybody to get evicted. They're gonna be fine. It's not like they'll be struggling, but that just goes to say, like, don't play with God's people. You never know who he is covering. You never know who you're disrespecting when you disrespect somebody. That's why this isn't even to boast. Like, I felt low-key kind of like, oh no, like, even when they got rid of the dog the first time, I felt kind of like, dang, like, upset about it. But no, like, that's absurd. Like, you should be walking your dog in the first place, and you can't just be dumping, like, the residue of you cleaning your balcony off from his piss on my, like, what? And the reason why I know that they got evicted is because as I'm walking in the same exact time from the grocery shop, I see this man get out of a truck, and I see the paper, notice to vacate.